Things just keep getting better for the Oklahoma City Thunder as a recent article was published about how Chet Holmgren, along with two other players on the Oklahoma City Thunder, could potentially make an all-defensive team and also votes for all-defensive player, defensive player of the year. However, there is a person named Victor Wembanyama that would stand in Chet Holmgren's way, but it's not out of the question, as there is some faith surrounding Chet Holmgren of how he could potentially make it on an all-defensive team and win Defensive Player of the Year. So all hope isn't lost there. I would say it's very likely he can make it when you look at some past examples of players that have made a defensive player, all-defensive team. I'm getting my words mixed up here. It's late at night, but it's just there is a legit chance. It's not one of those things where it's like it's very slim that it could happen, like with Dort. I think with Chet Holmgren, it is very realistic that he can make it, as he's already a top 5 rim protector in the NBA. So we're going to break it down here on Thunder Digest today, how things just continuously get better for the Oklahoma City Thunder before the season starts, as they're getting more recognition, more hype, and potentially even more awards for their players. But before we get all that, though, I want to take a moment and recognize that around 72% of you guys coming back and watching these videos are not subscribed to the channel. If you find yourself coming back on a regular basis and you enjoy the content here on Thunder Digest, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. It's the best way to support the channel. With that out of the way, we can go ahead and get into the topic at hand, which is talking about Chet Holmgren's realistic odds. Sorry, I need to get that out of there. His realistic odds of winning a Defensive Player of the Year award this coming season and making an all-defensive team. Defensive Player of the Year, I think, is less likely. It definitely is. You look at some of the better defenders in the league right now. You have Anthony Davis, Victor Wembanyama is already a name on that list. Drew Holiday is someone that goes unnoticed a ton when it comes to Defensive Player of the Year. There's a bunch of guys that I will say they are better defensive players than him. However, is he a top 10 defender in the league right now? I say yes. And it looks as though people at ESPN also agree with me on this. As you can see here, this is a voting list for people who who received votes for Defensive Player of the Year. And you're going to notice the name Chet Holmgren there at the very bottom. Yes, it's only one vote. You only received one vote for it, all right? However, there's a chance, is what it's showing there. There is a chance, all right? Very slim. But he's getting recognition of being an elite defensive player. He's on the likes of Herbert Jones, who's very underrated as a defensive player, Evan Mobley, Jaren Jackson Jr., even have Alex Caruso that is in that list. But there is someone that's getting left off this, and that's Dort, who I feel like is a better defender than Jaylen Brown, Herb Jones, Evan Mobley, Jaren Jackson Jr. So I truly think he is. That might be a little bit of biasy talking about him. But when you look at the impact he has on the court, Dort, he definitely deserves to be in this list right here, a top 10 guy. I understand there's a ton of ties there. However, I think it's clear cut that he is a top 10 defender in the NBA. I think that is very clear. He's a top 10 player. And media personnel within the Thunder over at Sports Illustrated seem to agree as well when they're talking about, as there's only 2 all-defensive teams. So only 10 players allowed there. And they're talking recently, Ross Lovelace, in a recent article that we're about to pull up here, was talking about how, yes, we do have Caruso, we do have Dort, who are probably better defenders than Chet Holmgren, all right? Or you can make the case for it. But Chet Holmgren is the best, is our best chance of getting someone on that all-defensive team. It's been a while since we've had someone on that team. I can't remember the last time a Thunder player was on an all-defensive team. I truly can't. Only person I could probably think of would be Russell Westbrook. Even then, I'm not entirely sure. So with that out of the way, we'll go ahead and get in an article. Oklahoma City is one of the only teams in the NBA that can truthfully say they have 3 all-defensive team candidates on their roster. The Thunder's rotation appears to be one of the best in the league on both ends of the floor, but the defense is unmatched. Both Caruso and Dort can make an all-defensive team, and each player certainly has a realistic chance, but Chet Holmgren might just be the Thunder's best shot. Concerns about his weight were quickly put to rest when his elite ball tracking skills and timing took over on the defensive end. Even when bigger opponents backed him down, he was a threat to block the shot at all times. With Isaiah Hartenstein now on the team, the hope would be for Holmgren to roam more than he did a season ago. If he's able to roam, his block numbers will skyrocket, and he'll be able to help even more aggressively on defense. So there you go. Now, before I get into that, you guys probably heard that motorcycle. I'm in the middle of Boston. All right, noises happen all the time here, literally in downtown Boston. So sorry if you guys hear that at all in these videos or on the live streams. But what Ross Lovelace was trying to say there is with Isaiah Hartenstein being there, it gives us another rim protector, and a good rim protector at that as well, who can kind of not necessarily sit and camp in the paint all game, but it allows Chet to help out. He'd be more of a backside help guy when a shot goes up down low in the paint, where he comes up from behind, pins it off the backboard, and he could average 3 blocks a game. He could end up averaging 3 blocks a game like Victor Wembanyama can as well, since he's now going to be able to roam a little bit more and not be our main enforcer down low in the paint. We have Hartenstein for that now, who is 7 foot tall. He's bigger in weight, he's stronger than Chet as well. So he's going to be our true enforcer down low in the paint, which allows Chet to be able to roam around, like Ross Lovelace mentioned, and actually increase his block numbers and increase his rebounding numbers as well. That is a way that he can make it on an all-defensive team. And what else he had to say in this article here just kind of solidifies it some more. A season ago, Holmgren was already a force to be reckoned with and one of the best rookie defenders the NBA has seen in a long time. He averaged 2.3 blocks and 0.6 steals, anchoring one of the top defenses in the NBA. With added weight and muscle, Holmgren will only improve down low. Now that he has a season under his belt, he understands what to expect from NBA big men and how to improve his defensive skill set. He'll get more attention from the national media, too, now that Oklahoma City is a contender and he has lived up to the hype. All defensive teams in the Defensive Player of the Year award have loved big men like Holmgren on defense in recent years. Rudy Gobert is a prime example. If Holmgren can build on his success from a year ago, he has the Thunder's best shot at an all-defensive honor. So there you see, I don't really love the Rudy Gobert comparison. I really don't. All right, that's just because I have never been a fan of Rudy Gobert's game. I think he's one of the most overrated defenders in NBA history. But I see where Ross is coming from. The NBA is loving these big men that are agile and can move around, get a steal game as well, along with 2 to 3 blocks. They are loving these types of big men. That's why Victor Wembanyama is hyped up so much. Even Sengun down in Houston, he's all right. He's good. He has potential to be a decent player. They even love him as well because he's a little bit more of an agile center. You look at all these guys that are in the league right now. These centers that we have that the league loves to pay attention to, especially defensively, are these guys that can pick pockets, stay in front of guards, and contest shots. They can do it all. All right, these unicorns in the league. Kristaps Porzingis was the one that started making it more modernized when he got drafted and started playing for New York originally in his career. These unicorns are favorable right now in the NBA, and that's the reason Chet Holmgren could, I don't want to say win Defensive Player of the Year. I feel like he could find his way into the runnings if he does have this kind of huge leap he's projected to have, but he could definitely make an all-defensive team. First team's not out of the, woods or anything. He can definitely make it an all-defensive first team. All-defensive second team is very likely, though. I would not be surprised if he makes it and has honors on the all-defensive second team, just because he's going to be more free to do whatever he wants on defense now. Help out, and he's going to be guarding smaller opponents now as well, since he'll be moved to the 4 if Hartenstein is starting. If Hartenstein starts, Chet will play at the 4. He's going to have the size opportunity every single time unless we play a guy like Victor Wembanyama, which of course you're going to put Chet on him because he's the best matchup for him. It's just one of those situations. You look at it, everything is lining up where Chet Holmgren can win Rookie of the Year. Or not Rookie of the Year, defensive, where he could have a chance at winning Defensive Player of the Year and making an all-defensive team. That's all I got for this video. I'm really worn out if you guys couldn't tell from this video at all. It's been a long week for me. All I got for you guys is, let me know what you guys personally think. If Chet Holmgren's our only guy at only chance at getting an all-defensive team nod, or if Caruso or Dort can make those teams as well, or if all 3 of them can. Let me know down in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys